Mountain Mitsubishi of Hickory's service department has service times available now, and walk-ins are always welcome. The individuals depicted have been arrested but not convicted at the time of story postings. This information does not infer or imply guilt of any actions or activity other than their arrest. We make no warranty or guarantee as to the accuracy of this data.
Welcome back into the WHKY News. I'm Ralph Mangum, and this is the Crime Report. A man has been charged with the assault of a family member. Rob Eastwood has that story.
The suspect in this case is a Denver, North Carolina resident who is charged with assaulting his mother. Police say he admitted to the crime. The victim in this case was last reported to be in critical condition. As of the time I'm filing this report, the suspect remained in custody. He was being held without bond. 58-year-old Leonard Edward Hunter of North Little Egypt Road in Denver, North Carolina, was arrested Friday by Lincoln County Sheriff's officers. He's charged with felony attempted first-degree murder. Deputies were called to a residence on North Little Egypt Road after the victim's son called 911 to report he attacked his mother. Deputies arrived at the scene and took the victim's son into custody, and Lincoln County EMS rendered aid and transported the victim to the hospital. The 77-year-old victim was hospitalized with severe head and bodily injuries and was last reported to be in critical condition. Detectives with the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office Major Crimes Unit responded to investigate further and gather evidence from the scene. According to detectives, the son of the victim admitted to becoming upset with his mother and beating her. Leonard Edward Hunter was arrested and charged in the case. He was incarcerated in the Harvin A. Krause Detention Center in Lincolnton without bond. As of the time I'm filing this report, he remained in custody and he was still being held under no bond as he awaited a Monday district court date. Reporting for WHKY News, I'm Rob Eastwood.
Thank you, Rob. We'll check in with Ariana shortly, but first, 35-year-old Gaizi Yobani Paz Avalos of Taylorsville was arrested by Alexander County Sheriff's officers yesterday on felony counts of second and third degree exploitation of a minor. In February of this year, the Sheriff's Office received a tip from federal authorities concerning Avalos' online activity. The information indicated that the suspect was downloading child pornography. Warrants were issued and Avalos was taken into custody. At last report, he remained in the Alexander County Detention Center under a $120,000 secured bond. A first appearance in district court was scheduled today. Thanks to WACB's Rick Gilbert for that information. 25-year-old Savannah Lachey Neal of Hudson Street in Morganton was arrested by Morganton public safety officers Sunday on charges of assault with a deadly weapon, a crime of domestic violence, injury to personal property, and driving while impaired. Just after 12 a.m. Sunday, officers were dispatched to UNC Health Blue Ridge in reference to a reported stabbing. The incident occurred at a residence in Morganton. Officers interviewed the victim and identified a suspect. While traveling to the location of the incident, officers were told that the suspect had called in and wanted to speak with them from a location outside the city limits. Burke County Sheriff's officers found the suspect and identified her as Savannah Lachey Neal. At 3:30 a.m., she was arrested and charged. No details were released regarding the victim's condition. Neal was placed on a 48-hour hold with a first appearance in court on September 27th on the charges connected with the stabbing. She was given a custody release and a first appearance on October 7th on the DWI charge. The investigation is ongoing with more charges pending. 37-year-old Dustin Timothy McCormick of Oak Forest Drive in Morganton has been arrested by Burke County Sheriff's officers and charged with felony counts of breaking and entering and cruelty to animals, along with misdemeanor counts of breaking and entering and injury to personal property. On July 15th, Sheriff's officers took a report regarding an incident involving a break-in and animal cruelty. The next day, an investigator made contact with the victim and learned that the victim had video footage of the incident. The investigator reviewed the footage and immediately identified Dustin Timothy McCormick as the person in the video. The investigator was also shown footage from McCormick's Facebook Live in which he appeared to make reference to the incident. The investigator also found a Facebook post made by McCormick that references the victim and shows pictures of the victim's residence. McCormick turned himself in after warrants for his arrest were issued. He was given a $20,000 secured bond with a first appearance in district court scheduled last Friday. His next court date was set for August 9th. As of Monday, he was no longer listed as an inmate in Burke County. McCormick currently has misdemeanor charges pending in Burke County for 2 domestic violence protective order violations, cyber stalking, expired registration card or tag, assault on a female, speeding, and resisting a public officer, along with a reckless driving to endanger charge. That's in Iredell County. 29-year-old Amanda Marie Minton of Roadhiss was arrested yesterday by Morganton public safety officers on a charge of misdemeanor child abuse. Just before 8 o'clock last night, officers responded to a report of a small child walking alone on East Fleming Drive near Hogan Street. Officers located the child, who was uninjured. The child was checked by Burke County EMS. The child says she had a younger sister who was also missing. Officers gathered more information and attempted to identify the second child, and also attempted to learn family members' names and locations. A search grid was begun by assisting agencies. Approximately 45 minutes later, the mother of the child called to report her child missing. Officers confirmed that the child they found was the only child missing. A second, older child was with the mother. Burke County DSS responded to the scene to assist with the investigation. Upon further investigation, Minton was arrested and charged and placed in the Burke County Jail under a $5,000 secured bond. A first appearance in district court was set for August 16th. With 3 arrests from Caldwell County, here now is WHKY's Ariana Mack.
A man has been charged with felonious restraint. 19-year-old Henry Aaron Hopt, whose address was not listed, was arrested on Friday by Caldwell County Sheriff's officers. He was charged with 1 felony count of felonious restraint. Hopt was jailed under no bond in the Caldwell County Detention Center. A district court date was scheduled for August 8th. A Granite Falls man is charged with a probation violation. 21-year-old Devin Allen Souther of Graceview Court in Granite Falls was arrested on Sunday by Caldwell County Sheriff's officers. He was charged with 1 felony count, probation violation. Souther was on probation as a result of convictions in Caldwell County from December 2022 for obtaining property by false pretense. He received probation and a 3-month suspended sentence. Souther was jailed under $20,000 secured bond in the Caldwell County Detention Center. No court date was listed. And a Lenoir man charged with possession of a stolen motor vehicle. 34-year-old Joel Javon Caldwell of Clark Drive in Lenoir was arrested on Sunday by Lenoir police officers. He was charged with felony possession of a stolen motor vehicle. Caldwell was jailed under $20,000 secured bond in the Caldwell County Detention Center. No court date was listed. I'm Ariana Mack for WHKY.
Thank you, Ariana, and thank you all for joining us here on the Crime Report. Now, for WHKY, I'm Ralph Mangum, reminding you to keep it clean and to keep it legal.